Thank you for joining me on your career podcast. Before we begin, I want to thank all of you for your emails. And as you requested, I have a special offer when you join my 12-week career success program before the 17th of March. So many have asked for a one-on-one coaching call with me, even though you get to attend my live group coaching twice a month in the Career Success Program. So by popular request, if you join before the 17th of March, you will get for free a one-on-one 30-minute coaching call with me worth $300. That is a great bonus, as the monthly subscription for my 12-week program is only $125. So get that coaching call for free. You save $300. So check it out at thecareersacademy.online. Don't miss out on your one-on-one coaching call with me for free. Now, on with the show. Welcome to episode 242. Now, this is a little bit different, this episode, because I was asked this week to talk about how to make a successful career change by Anna Moulder on ABC Radio New South Wales. So I hopped onto ABC Drive time on Tuesday afternoon, and we chatted about people who need to make a career change, how to make a career change, what to focus on first. And I'm sharing that interview with you today.
This is Drive with Anna Moulder on ABC New South Wales.
How do you navigate making such a big change, like changing jobs, when you rely on a regular and reliable income? Jane Jackson is an author and a career coach. Jane, hello.
Hello, Anna. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, you are a guru in this space, so we couldn't think of anyone better. But how on earth do you know it's time to change what you do for work?
Oh, goodness. Well, sometimes it's forced upon you, and it's not really your choice if there's been a layoff or a redundancy. But if you're in a role and you want to make a change because there's just something that doesn't feel right, it could be a misalignment of values. It could be that maybe you're not being paid what you know you deserve, or perhaps the most common reason why people leave a particular role is they cite in exit interviews a lack of appreciation from their manager, because we all want to be seen, and if we just don't get noticed and we work so hard, you can get pretty fed up with it and think, I might want to go somewhere else where I will be appreciated. So there are lots of different reasons why people are who want to make a change. But I found, since COVID, there's been a lot of thinking going on, because people have been working from home, and many people are now very used to working from home too. But they've started to think more about the meaning of life and why they're working and what's the purpose and meaning. And that's what I found has been a really strong catalyst for many of my clients most recently.
Yeah, how interesting. Because in your book, you call this time in your life a crossroads. So it sounds like it's actually quite common at the moment for people navigating that changing of job and career.
Yeah. Well, that's why the book's called Navigating Career Crossroads. But, it can cause quite a lot of anxiety as well. Because first of all, if you don't know what you really want, then you don't know where to begin. If a change is thrust upon you because of downsizing, and just today I was reading about one of our large Aussie tech companies is letting 500 people go, and that's 120 just in Australia alone. They're going to be feeling quite anxious about this change, and they might not know what they want to do next or what they even can do next. So if you're thinking about making a career change, or you have to make one, or you have to get another job, one of the first things that you must do is take a deep breath, don't panic, and then take stock of where you're at in your life and your career right now. What makes you happy? What really cheeses you off? What type of environment do you like to work in? What type of people share your values? What are your skills and knowledge? What's transferable? What's not transferable? And when you get a really clear picture of what you've got to offer, then you can start to identify what the next options are.
Yeah, because, the news today, I guess, of the RBA's latest rise in rates, I mean, that puts more pressure on you. So if you are working full-time and you've got this income that your family or your household relies on, and you are either faced with having to change jobs or you want to change jobs, how do you afford to change a job?
Oh, exactly. I mean, honestly, with the interest rates rising constantly, there have been 10 rate rises recently, and I know so many people are starting to panic because, you've got to pay the mortgage. And if it's bad enough that you have to pay the mortgage and you're earning, a certain fixed amount, but then when that income is not coming in already, you need to really get back on your feet quite quickly. So, as I said before, first of all, you have to get clear, because you can't go just submitting resume after resume online and hoping that something will drop, because that's not a good strategy. It's first of all is identify what you would like to do and what you can do. If money is an issue and you must have that income coming in, and that is the case for most people, then you might want to take on a role that might not be the perfect role initially, but it will get you back into the workforce, and then you can continue to explore. But one of the best ways to land yourself the next role is to identify what you do really well and what you actually enjoy doing. Because when you talk about something that you're passionate about because you enjoy it, and you have high competence in that particular skill, then when you're interviewing, the passion actually comes across and you're able to sell yourself a lot more strongly, especially if you've got lots of good examples of how those skill sets made a positive difference for the companies where you've worked before. And it's that proof in the pudding, the actual results that you've got, whether it's maybe you've been good at sales and so you've increased your territory, improved profits, or if you're someone who organizes really well, you're able to streamline processes and mitigate risk or reduce costs. That's a tangible result as well. So really think about what you've done that has benefited the company. How did you do it? And then how would you talk about that in your resume as well as in job interviews?
We're talking with Jane Jackson, who's an author but also career coach. Matthew's called in from Bateman's Bay to share his experience. Hi, Matthew.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. What's been your experience in changing careers?
I've changed jobs, I think, from the ages of 18, and I'm 50, and I'm still changing jobs. Not that I get bored, but I like to just see what else is out there and get myself out of my comfort zones. Like I was in Griffith 5 months ago, with Australia Post. A job came up, went for the job, got the job. Next minute, 2 weeks later, I'm moved to the South Coast. I'm in Bateman's Bay, Narooma, delivering mail.
Wow. So that opportunity came from your initial job?
Say again?
So that you to go to the South Coast, did that opportunity come from you getting that initial job?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, before that, I used to own a gym. With COVID and stuff, it sort of went down a little bit. And just you've got to make a decision, I think, and stick with it and give it 100% of that next decision that you're going to make. I think that's the key to it. That's from my experience. You don't do those sort of things half-hearted.
Yeah. Did you have uncertainty then around how you would get your next income, Matthew, when you were making that change from having a business?
No, never. I've always landed on my feet. I've always sort of gone out and got whatever I wanted, really. I think with people, if you get stuck on the back foot and you start stressing, I think it can work against you. But if you put positive key points in place and just work through it, trust the process, and things always seem to happen. I've always been in a job. I travelled around Australia for 8 years and did whitewater rafting, worked up off the islands of New Guinea on building the council offices, and you just put yourself out there and things happen.
Good on you, Matthew. I'm glad you've had such a great experience. Thanks for sharing it.
No worries, all the best.
Good on you, Matthew. Now in Bateman's Bay, but who knows where he might be next as we talk with Jane Jackson, who's a career coach. I reckon there must be also, if you're not as sort of commonly changing jobs as Matthew speaks of there, Jane, it can actually be quite a scary prospect of changing careers and changing workplaces, can't it? It must be sort of quite an emotional thing to have to go through.
Yes, it is for so many people. But what I loved hearing from Matthew was that he had such a positive outlook. And what he really demonstrated was a willingness to adapt, to give things a go, and also leverage his existing skills. Because he owned a gym, he would have very good business skills and marketing skills and sales skills, as well as being able to communicate with people. And then now, working for Australia Post, he's also using his communication skills, and he must be pretty fit to be getting out and about. But just that attitude is what really can tip the balance for so many people. But when you're feeling anxious and you think, oh dear, how am I going to make this career change, then it's helpful to not bottle it all in, because you need to manage your stress levels in order to be able to project that confidence and self-belief. So to find someone who believes in you, to talk about it first, and even just go through a series of simple exercises to identify, hey, what can I do? What am I good at? What industries interest me? Why do those industries interest me? What type of jobs am I curious about as well? And find out as much as you can about different roles. Have a look at the job descriptions that you might find on Seek or Career One or any of the job boards, and then see which ones keep popping out at you because you're kind of interested in them. What you'll find is if you look at enough job descriptions, there'll be certain skill sets that jump out at you because you think, oh, I'd like to learn that, or oh, I'm pretty good at that as well. And then start to talk to people to say, what's it like in a day of the life of someone who works in operations or administration or within Australia Post or wherever it might be.
What do you do if you don't feel like you're qualified enough for a job, Jane?
Okay, rule of thumb. A lot of people think that they can only apply for a job if they meet all of that 100% of the criteria that's in the job description. What's quite funny is studies have shown is that men, I don't like to put this difference, but it's just statistics that I'm mentioning here, is that men tend to throw their hat in the ring and think, oh, I'll give it a go and see what happens, whereas women tend to wait until they have about 80, 90, 95% of the criteria before they'll even apply. So I would say, give it as a rule of thumb, if what they're looking for in a job description is not 100% what you offer, look at what the must-haves are, because that's not negotiable. If you need a driver's license, then obviously you need a driver's license. But there are some things that are nice to have, like a certain skill set. But if you think, okay, I don't meet that, but I meet all the essentials, put your hat in the ring, because it's a little bit like having, when you were a kid and you had a Christmas wish list and you had all those presents that you wanted and you were hoping you'd get 100% of them. Well, if you probably got 10%, you'd probably be happy, right? But in a job application, if you meet about 60%, you might be the best applicant, even though you're not 100% perfect. So don't hold yourself back from giving it a go, because as long as you follow the process to apply, and I don't mean click apply and hope for the best, there are certain steps you must take before you actually apply, then you'll give yourself the best possible chance for success.
Well, it's certainly been, I think, quite an inspirational conversation in this space when people are feeling uncertain at the moment around, how the money's going to keep coming in as things tighten again. Let's stay in touch, Jane Jackson. We'd love to catch up again.
Oh, thank you so much, Anna. It's if there's anything you need about careers, I'm very happy to provide some suggestions that will help.
Well, we'll keep you on speed dial, that is for sure. Thanks, Jane.
Thank you. Bye now.
See you, Jane Jackson, an author and career coach. You can see more of her work online at janejacksoncoach.com, but her book is called Navigating Career Crossroads, How to Thrive When Changing Direction. And if you'd like to share your experience too around changing career, changing jobs, did you find it as easy as Matthew when he was sharing his experience earlier? 1300 648 222 and on the text 0467 922 684.
ABC Radio.
Thanks for joining me today. For affordable career help, please check out my Career Success program. I provide a unique blend of online and live career coaching to help you take control of every aspect of your career or career change. If you aren't where you want to be in your career, let's talk. Check it out at thecareersacademy.online. The links are in my show notes.